Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video, and it's time to take a look at our third Eva pilot, Mari Illustrious, and she is definitely the thickest unit that we get to pull for in the Eva collab. She is, in her own words, a gorgeous girl with big boobs. So let's take a look at her burst animation. I think it might be the coolest of all of them. Again, I've said this before, a bit of an L that they don't actually get into Evas and attack for their burst. I thought that would have been a really cool thing for them to do, but her burst still actually looks pretty epic. It kind of gives me similar vibes to like A2's burst with her B mode. Mari looks absolutely fierce in this burst animation, and I think it's the most dynamic and just like pretty cool. You can see her like plunging into like the ACL. Pretty cool burst animation. Okay, but let's take a look at her skills. So Mari is a burst 2 support with a sniper rifle, code electric. So she's the only unit that isn't fire, but she can still fit really well on the team with the other two girls, as you'll see later on. Now, she has an ammo capacity of 6 and a reload time of 2 seconds. Standard stuff for a sniper rifle. Her skill 1 is precision sniping. Activates when landing an attack with full charge. Affects all allies. Damage dealt to shield goes up 100% for 3 seconds. Now, it doesn't say this can stack. If it could, this would be probably pretty broken against anything with a shield, but it's just as it is, you're going to be getting 100% more damage to anything with a shield every time she hits. Now, of course, you have to do a full charge shot with her, but that's easily done. We've seen this with pretty much all modern snipers that are like incentivizing using full charge shots rather than quick shots. So kind of what you would expect. And of course, for like all the other units that we've talked about in the previous skill analyses, she only deals that extra damage to the shield, not to the Rapture itself. This skill also activates when hitting the target's core, affects all allies, pierce damage goes up 40% for 10 seconds. Okay, this is really good because this is going to synergize with Asuka, who gains Pierce, to just deal more insane damage to the unit. 40% is a big damage boost for Pierce because you're going to be getting multi-hits. So anytime you're going through multiple parts or the core and the body, this is going to be really, really good. And she doesn't have to be paired with the Evas either, right? Like this is also going to be really good potentially with like Red Hood or with Alice, even potentially with Snow White, although there's probably better teams to be pairing with Snow White. But there's a lot of really heavy hitter Pierce attackers along with Asuka, of course, but a bunch of other units that we've already seen that could really, really benefit from this. Okay, skill 2, Full Focus, is a active skill that activates every 10 seconds. Affects self, gain Pierce for 5 seconds, so she is going to be benefiting from her own Pierce damage buff, dealing those really valuable Pierce damage attacks, and then also attack goes up by 30%. For 10 seconds. So again, buffing up her own damage output there. And then also affects all allies. Attack goes up by 30% of casters' attack for 5%. So she's going to benefit from both of those buffs. So she's basically going to be getting a double 30%. So increasing her own attack by 60 and then everybody else by 30 for 5 seconds, as well as gaining Pierce. Really solid support ability there. This happening every 10 seconds means that it's going to be a 50% uptime because this lasts for 5 seconds. So really, really good support ability there. Her burst, this is a super key thing here, has a cooldown of 20 seconds. This just makes her infinitely better than if she had a 40-second cooldown. So just pair her with 1 burst 1, 3 burst 3s, and you are good to go. You don't have to worry about any shenanigans of trying to fit in another burst 2 in your rotation. It says affects all enemies, deals 639% of final attack as damage. So massive nuke to the screen. Now granted, she is a support, so she doesn't have a huge base stack, but this is final attack as damage. Now, this is small compared to Rey, who dealt 990% of final attack, but this is still going to kill nearly everything. This is a really, really strong burst attack, especially considering she's supposed to be a quote-unquote support. This is going to deal massive damage to the screen, along with affecting all allies. Attack damage goes up 40% for 10 seconds. Again, attack damage, so this is towards the end of the damage formula. Everyone just deals 40% more damage. That's crazy for 10 seconds after nuking the whole screen. You can stack so many buffs with these 3 Eva units. It's completely nuts. Like, the offensive power of these units combined is just going to be completely ridiculous. And I do want to emphasize she will be really good with a lot of other units that deal pierce damage. It doesn't have to be paired with the Eva units as well. So this could be a strong support for people to pick up, even if you get unlucky or you're not going to pick up the other units. Pair her. Basically, you could do like this is just like off the top of my head. You could do like leader Mari, and then Modernia, Asuka, and Rey, and that will just be a completely ridiculous team. But again, you could also pair her with Pierce units such as like Alice or Red Hood and get excellent results as well. Any burst 1 with a cooldown reduction is going to be great here, of course, because Mari isn't providing that herself. So like Double D could potentially be a really good option. A little bit of synergy there with the sniper rifles as well. And then, of course, leader is going to be extremely good. Also, volume could potentially be good here. But yeah, really, really strong unit that's going to be easily paired with a lot of different teams. Just put in 1 burst 1 with a cooldown reduction, and then your 3 attackers, and you're going to be good to go. Mari looks like quite a useful strong burst too. Probably not quite as cracked as the other 2 attackers with Rey and Asuka, but still a really, really good unit. I will definitely be pulling for her, getting maximum at break. Make sure to subscribe so you can see my pulls for her, as well as full testing and unit reviews later on as well. I will be streaming when the update drops, so make sure you hang out with me for that. It's going to be a really good time. I think this is definitely shaping up to be one of the coolest collabs we have had. And I think even if you're not a big Eva fan, anybody will agree that after the rather disappointing ReZero collab, this is really great to see. And I think that they've put a lot of effort into this, and Eva and Nikke just mesh so well. All right, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video and on stream.